Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm taking you on a full review of one of Nottinghamshire's most loved National Trust estates, that of Clumber Park. If you are new here, I make detailed reviews of National Trust properties, historic gardens and family day out destinations across the UK. My goal is to help you decide where to visit, what to see and how to make the most of your trip. Now, Clumber Park is a place that has something for everyone. History lovers, nature enthusiasts, families with children, cyclists, walkers, and even those who just want a quiet picnic spot. In this review, I'll give you a deep dive into its fascinating history, explore the incredible lake, take a stroll through the Victorian wall kitchen garden, and visit the Gothic chapel. I'll also share tips on what to expect throughout the year, where to eat, and how to make the most of your visit. So whether you're planning your first trip or curious about what Clumber Park has to offer, stay tuned as we'll explore this remarkable estate together. Clumber Park has a fascinating history that really shapes the experience of visiting today. It was once the grand seat for the Dukes of Newcastle, a powerful aristocratic family with immense influence on the region. The estate itself covers over 3,800 acres, stretching across open parkland, woodland, farmland and ornamental landscapes. The original mansion house was built in the 18th century and went through a series of rebuilds and renovations, but it was sadly demolished in the 1930s. That loss is often seen as a tragedy, because by all accounts it was a magnificent country house filled with art, fine furniture and all the trappings of aristocratic life. But that's what's interesting about Clumber, is how the demolition actually reshaped the estate. Unlike many National Trust properties, the focus here isn't on a stately home interior. Instead, the landscape itself has become the star. You can still sense the grandeur of the past through features like the Gothic chapel, the walled kitchen garden, the long tree-lined avenues. In fact, Clumber has one of the longest lime tree avenues in Europe, stretching for miles in a perfectly straight line. It gives you a sense of scale and the order the original designers had intended. During its heyday, the estate roisted royal visitors and lavish parties. There's a story that the Prince of Wales, later Edward VII, often visited Clumber Park for shooting weekends. The estate was renowned for its game hunting. The lake was stocked with fish for sporting purposes, and the walled garden supplied the household with all the fresh produce they need. The house was demolished in 1938. This was in the main due to the cost of its upkeep, fire damage and the changing role of the aristocracy in the 20th century. After the house was lost, the parkland was eventually taken on by the National Trust, who have since managed it both as a historic site and a space for public enjoyment. Today, instead of polished ballrooms, you'll find sweeping natural landscapes, wildflower meadows and peaceful walk. It's a different kind of grandeur, one that speaks more of the land itself than the family who once owned it. The most striking feature of Clumber Park for many visitors is the lake. The huge serpentine lake covers around 87 acres and winds its way through the heart of the estate. On a calm day, the reflections of the trees and the sky and the water are breathtaking. It's not just decorative either. The lake is a haven for wildlife. Swans, geese, ducks and herons are often spotted, and if you are patient, you may even see kingfishers darting along the water's edge. Walking around the lake is one of the most popular activities here. A full circuit is around about 5 miles, making it a really satisfying walk without being too challenging. The pass is mostly flat and well maintained, so it's suitable for families, cyclists and dog walkers. Along the way, you'll pass through different types of scenery, shaded woodland, open parkland and views back towards the chapel. For those who enjoy cycling, the National Trust has created dedicated cycling trails, some short and family friendly, others longer for keen cyclists. Bikes can be even hired on site, which is a great option if you don't want to bring your own. The open parkland is perfect for picnics, games or just relaxing. On sunny weekends, you'll see families spread out on blankets, children flying kites and people enjoying ice creams from the cafe. There's a sense of space in Clumber Park is one of its greatest assets. Unlike smaller National Trust gardens, you can really stretch out and breathe here. The park also changes dramatically with the seasons. In spring you'll find carpets of bluebells and blossoms on the trees. Summer brings lush greenery and long evenings by the lake. Autumn is perhaps the most spectacular, with fiery reds and oranges reflected in the water. Winter is quieter but no less atmospheric. Mist rising off the lake on a cold morning is a truly magical sight. If the lake is the soul of Clumber Park, the walled kitchen garden is its beating heart. Covering 4 acres, this is one of the largest walled gardens in the entire National Trust portfolio. It was originally built to supply the house with fresh fruit, vegetables and flowers, and today continues the tradition with a remarkable collection of plants. The garden is perhaps most famous for its National Trust collection of rhubarb. Yes, rhubarb. Clumber Park grows over 130 varieties, making it a living library of this classic British crop. You'll also find extensive glasshouses, fruit trees, herbaceous borders, and seasonal beds bursting with colour. What makes the garden special is the fact it's not just ornamental. It's a working garden where the produce is used in the cafe and sometimes sold to visitors. Walking through you'll see neat rows of vegetables, fruit trees against the walls, and flower borders buzzing with pollinators. It's a wonderful blend of beauty and practicality. Throughout the year, the garden changes character. In the spring, tulips and daffodils bring colour. Summer is the peak growing season, with towering sunflowers, ripening tomatoes, and beds full of herbs. Autumn brings harvest time, with apples, pears, and of course rhubarb. Even in winter, the structure of the walls and grass houses create interest. It's also a place where you can pick ideas from your own garden. The National Trust often labels plants and provides information on traditional growing methods. If you're a keen gardener, you will come away inspired. The Chapel of St Mary the Virgin is one of Clumber's most impressive surviving features. Built in the late 19th century in a Gothic revival style, it's often nicknamed the Cathedral of the Dukeries because of its scale and grandeur. From the outside, it's a tall spire rising dramatically above the surrounding trees. Inside you will find stunning stained glass windows, intricate wood carvings and ornate stonework. The craftsmanship is breathtaking and gives a real sense of wealth and ambition of the Newcastle family. Standing in the chapel today, it's easy to imagine the dukes and their guests attending services here. Even without the mansion, the chapel remains a powerful reminder of the estate's past grandeur. Clumber Park is a haven for wildlife. The deer roam in the parkland, particularly in the quieter areas. Birdwatchers will be spotted for choice around the lake, where you can see anything from common ducks to geese and rarer species. The woodlands are home to native trees like oak, beech, birch, and in the spring bluebells carpet the forest floor. Summer brings dragonflies and butterflies, while the autumn highlights fungi, toadstools along the shaded paths. Even in winter you might spot migrating birds on the lake or the footpaths, or even footprints of animals in the frost. For those who like more active connections with nature, the estate hosts regular walking groups, running events, and nature trails for children. One of Clumber Park's greatest strengths is how well it caters for families and visitors of all ages. There's a large children's play area with climbing frames and swings. The cafe and shop are located near the visit centre, offering everything from hot meals to snacks and drinks. There's also a second smaller cafe by the lake, which is perfect for grabbing a coffee mid-walk. The estate often hosts special events such as outdoor theatre performances, food festivals and Christmas markets. Parking is plentiful, though it can get busy on sunny weekends and school holidays. If you're a National Trust member, entry and parking is included. For non-members there's an admission fee, but it's very good value for a fun day out. Accessibility is taken seriously, with many paths suitable for wheelchairs and pushchairs. Bike hire is also available to those who want to explore further. Here are some practical tips to help you get the most out of your visit. Timings. Weekends can be busy. If you prefer a quieter experience, aim for weekdays or early mornings. In the seasons, spring is for blossoms, summer is for picnics, autumn is great for colour, and winter is lovely for peaceful walks. If you bring a bike, it's probably one of the best ways to see the estate as well as walking. Try the cafe, but also enjoy a picnic by the lake. which will save you quite a bit of money, and it's beautiful. And make sure you check the National Trust websites for any events before you go. So what's my overall verdict on Clumber Park? For me, it's one of the most versatile National Trust estates. While it lacks a mansion, it more than makes up for it with its landscaped gardens and outdoor experiences. It's perfect for families, couples, solo visitors and groups alike. You can make it as active or as relaxed as you like, whether that's a long bike ride, a picnic by the lake or a quiet moment in the chapel. The combination of history, nature and space make Clumber so special for me. Thanks for joining me on this extended review of Clumber Park. I hope this video gives you a real sense of what the estate has to offer and helps you plan your visit. If you've been before, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's your favourite part? The lake, the garden, the chapel, or just the wide open space? Please do leave a comment below. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss my next review of another fantastic place in the UK. Until next time, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.